is up, you sinners and saints? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and we are well into 2018 now. And I want to talk about humanism. I consider myself a humanist, and I want to talk about what humanism means to me and how this ties directly into my ideology politically and spiritually. So, as you guys know, as I do not hide at all, I am an atheist. But I am an atheist humanist. I believe in humanity. I believe that all human beings have inherent rights of equality. But I think you really want to delve deeper than that when you're talking about humanism as an ideology. For me, my humanism is a attempt to empathize with those I disagree with the most. Now, I fail at this attempt a lot, but I do make that attempt, and I don't think a lot of human beings do. As an humanist, even if I am going at someone hardcore, I'm trying to take moments to understand where they are coming from with their arguments. And I do get in a lot of debates on social media. At least I used to. I've toned it down a lot. But even in those moments, in the heat of a debate, even at the worst moments when that debate is no longer a debate, but a fight, I'm still trying to empathize. Now, I fail at this a lot, and I'm such a stubborn son of a bitch that it might be hard to see this in the course of it, but my mind does go there, and I am trying to understand. And I think that is humanism in itself, and if you're not doing that as a humanist, you should be. And of course, fundamentally, humanism means that all human beings are basically the same creature with different selves. That we all have hopes and dreams. We all want to take care of our children and have a happy life. We're all striving for a happy life. And it doesn't matter what your religion is, your spirituality is, your race is, that as human beings, we are all seeking these things. Now, I understand that on this channel, my personal humanism probably isn't coming out all that much. This channel is an exaggerated form of myself. I am going over the top intentionally to try to be entertaining, to try to be edgy, to try to start something here while giving you my genuine ideology. But in real life, I'm not going around picking on Christians or calling out their ideologies. As a far leftist liberal, I consider myself to be a progressive. In real life, I don't go out and seek out to crush a conservative ideology. I love debates, but I don't seek those out, and I'm not trying to talk about that all the time. And there is a misconception of that, because if I am around and it is being talked about, well, I will jump right in and I will dominate that conversation, because I tend to know more about such things than most. So there's a misinterpretation of myself with that. But on this channel, I'm not really trying to be a humanist. I'm trying to be the atheist. I'm trying to be anti-religious. But at the same time, you must understand that my humanism is here. Even if I'm going at your religion hardcore, as a human being, I think that you are the same as me. I just don't like your religious ideology, and I attack your religious ideology. I still think you have the same fundamental rights as a human being that I do. I think you have rights to have these ideologies. But I also would hope that someone pointing out where your ideology is wrong isn't going to be offensive, but enlightening. And that's a hard thing for any of us to do. But I think the most important factor of my personal humanism is an understanding that humanity is constantly evolving, that our imperfections today will only improve if we actually work on them. And I take this into my politics, into my work here on this channel. When I'm attacking your religious ideology, I'm doing it in hopes of helping an evolution of humanity. I personally believe that these religious dogmas are dangerous to the evolution of humanity. I see where they were necessary at one point, but I also can see that they are no longer necessary, and in fact dangerous to the progression of humanity coming together. It is these religious dogmas that divide us more than anything else. and it's time for them to start coming to an end. They can never come to an end unless you have people talking about it. And I know the question that we're always gonna get as humanists is Nakasuchi, what about murderers? What about rapists? What about all those people that you talk about that are so detestable? Do they still have the same human rights as you do? And the answer to that question, quite simply, is yes, they do. I do not advocate or believe in the death penalty. Now, do their rights as citizens need to be taken away? Hell yes. But they still have fundamental rights as human beings. They should have a right to food, and they should have a right to a roof over their head, and that's about it. Because if you're going to be a detriment to society, then you deserve to be punished for that. Society can't have a bunch of murderers and rapists and child rapists out and about. But at the same time, who are we to kill anybody? Honestly, by your own ideology, you should be against the death penalty. You know, in God, the ultimate judge, you know, who are we human beings to be judgmental? So as a humanist, yes, these people as human beings still have fundamental rights that make them equal to me. Now, something happened in their head or something happened in their lives to cause them to do terrible things that are unacceptable to society, and that is a separate conversation altogether. I mean, humanism itself acknowledges that humanity is inherently flawed. None of us are perfect beings. And to be a humanist, you must understand this, that we are not the same individuals. That we are different, that we are flawed, that every single one of us has a different psyche. My universe is an individual universe. My perception forms that universe. Your universe is an individual universe, and your perception forms that universe. So your universe is not going to be the same as mine. It just isn't. And that, to me, is humanism. Now, I admit that my path to where I am today actually stems from religion. You know, I started and was born and raised a Christian. I turned to Native American spirituality once I started to find out about some of that heritage, some of that part of my heritage. And then I went to Buddhism and Taoism. And still to this day, even after I left religion altogether and I became an outright, outspoken atheist, I still read my Buddhist philosophies. I still read my Zen philosophies. I still read the 7 pillars of Zen, and I read the Tao of Pooh and Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And every day I get maybe just a couple lines from one of these books just to kind of guide my path for that day. And every day is an imperfect day. Every day I get outside of my Zen in one form or another. That is part of being a human being, and that is part of humanism. So different kind of video, a little more serious. Haven't done one of these in a while. So if you like my videos, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share me on your social media, and please comment in the comment section below. I'll see you soon.